This week's Stranger Than Fiction feature is no other than Bobby Lee Trammell. Born on the 31st of January 1934, his parents were Wiley and May Trammell. They owned a cotton farm near Jonesboro, Arkansas. Bobby was the second of 4 children. They were a musical family. Wiley was a professional fiddle player, while May played the organ at the local church. Bobby drew his musical influences from the Grand Ole Opry and the Black Pentecostal Church near to their home. During his school years he aspired to a singing career in country music. Circa 1956. Never one to be shy, Bobby introduced himself to Carl Perkins, who with Johnny Cash were playing a local Sun package show. Carl invited Bobby onto stage. He was sufficiently impressed that he advised him to seek out Sam Phillips at Sun Records in Memphis. Sam advised Bobby to go and write some songs and then come back, but he was immature and impetuous in equal measure, and instead headed out to California, working for the Ford Motor Company in Long Beach by day and frequenting the local club scene by night. He again talked himself onto stage, this time with Bobby Bare. Lefty Frizzell witnessed his gyrating performance and suggested he should try out for the Jubilee Ballroom in Baldwin Park. He secured himself the opening spot and was now sharing the bill with Lefty Frizzell, Freddie Hart and Johnny Cash. With his wild stage antics, he soon built up a following of the teenage locals. Faber Robinson, owner of the Malibu-based Faber Record Company, chanced upon one of his performances and offered him the opportunity to record. A session was set for November of 1957 at Western Recorders 6000 Sunset Boulevard. Taking vocals and rhythm guitar, he was ably backed by James Burton on lead and James Kirkland on bass. Both had recorded earlier that year with Bob Luman. I Sure Do Love You Baby and Shirley Lee was released on Faber on the 18th of January of 1958.
If you should ever leave me, Lord, where would I go? Don't you ever leave me, stay right by my side. One night while we were loving, everything was quiet. Well, she put her arms around me, looked into my eyes. Well, I said, now you're my woman, you're my wife. Show me do I love you, baby, and I want you to know, if you should ever leave me, Lord, where would I go? Don't you ever leave me, stay right by my side. Well, I said, now we're ready to see the preacher man. Well, I hope your mother and father both can understand, for I sure do need you, baby, to hold your hand. Well, I sure do love you, baby, and I want you to know, if you should ever leave me, Lord, where would I go? Don't you ever leave me, stay right by my side.
Cashbox review of 1958. Faber Records bounces back into the spotlight with a strong new rockabilly performer in Bobby Lee Trammell. The lad has an exciting style and a potent piece of original material for his debut. The boy could develop into another Jerry Lee Lewis. Trammell pulls out all the stops in this end as he tears through a torrid blues rocker, also from his own pen. Within a year, Burton and Kirkland would record Shirley Lee for a second time, this time when they joined Ricky Nelson's band. It appeared on his second album. Likewise, I Sure Do Love You Baby was covered by Clyde Stacey. Within 2 days it was released to ABC Paramount, and it's said to have sold over 250,000 regionally. Not enough to bother the national charts, but it did secure him a spot on the Louisiana Hayride. In February, the outlandish behaviour and stage antics didn't endear him to the Hayride crowd. Tillman Franks called him downright vulgar and 10 times worse than Elvis. They cut short his contract. By March of 1958, Bobby found himself back at Western Recorders. The second release coupled You Most This Girl with It was released on Faber's subsidiary, Radio Records, on the 31st of March.
They like the way you kiss me, the way you hold me tight, the way you give me loving in the middle of the night. You most this girl. Oh yeah, you most this girl. They like the way you thrill me, you make me feel so fine. When we're close together, your heart beat right with mine. You most this girl. Oh yeah, you most this girl. But just to hold me close and don't let go, I'm feeling fine. Give me loving like you did last night when you chill my spine. I really like the way you kiss me, the way you hold me tight, the way you give me loving in the middle of the night. You most this girl. Oh yeah, you most this girl. But just to hold me close and don't let go, I'm feeling fine. Give me loving like you did last night when you chill my spine. I really like the way you feel me, make me feel so fine. When we're close together, your heart beat right with mine. You most this girl. Oh yeah, you most this girl. Oh yeah, you most this girl.
Cashbox reviewed it like this. Faber Robinson is back on the disc scene, once again with a potent first release featuring Bobby Lee Trammell. It's an exciting rockabilly jumper, thrillingly performed in a Presley style by the songster. Number has a good drive and should start the discery on the right track. But despite the favourable reviews, it never turned into sales. A second release was scheduled for September. My Susie J, My Susie Jane, Should I Make Amends didn't fare any better.
My Susie J, oh Susie Jane, she still looks good in the winter rain. Her hair hangs down like a grizzly bear, but she played this little game sweet and fair. My Susie J, my Susie Jane. Well, the play takes her like cherry wine, and she drives old chills up and down my spine. She's the wickedest thing of any kind. If we ever get caught, I'll pay our fine. My Susie J, my Susie Jane. My Susie J, oh Susie Jane, she still looks good in the winter rain. Her hair hangs down like a grizzly bear, but she plays this little game sweet and fair. My Susie J, my Susie Jane. Well, the play takes her like a cherry wine, and she drives old chills up and down my spine. She's the wickedest thing of any kind. If we ever get caught, I'll pay our fine. My Susie J, my Susie Jane.
Faber and Bobby parted company when his contract was sold to Warrior Records. A 9th of April review for an upcoming concert in Santa Maria had this to say: "The acceptance of Bobby Lee Trammell to audiences is made even more remarkable by the fact that the audiences are not just rock and roll or pop fans. Most of them are actually a cross-section of all types of music lovers. Bobby Lee has never had a record that did not show well up in the charts. 3 of his records have made the mark in the so-called pop field, and one, You Mostest Girl, has gone over the magic 1 million mark. With few exceptions, all the songs were written by him too." Trammell first appeared on a Canadian variety TV show out of Vancouver. He then moved to a regular spot on the Saturday night Dick Clark show out of New York. He is presently under contract to Paramount Pictures. He was born in Vancouver 21 years ago, and until the age of 15 he was unable to speak English. Being of French nationality, he was employed at the Hudson Bay Company as a fur trapper. He is unmarried and says he has no plans in that direction. This fictional account of his life and career so far may have been a warning sign of things to come. His first release for Warrior came on the 11th of May 1959. Open Up Your Heart, backed with Woe Is Me.
Well, whoa, whoa, is me. Yeah, the good look. Whoa, whoa, is me. Yeah, look who's blue. 'Cause I done in love with you. Well, I love you so. And don't you know? Yes, I love you so. And don't you know? If you should leave, well,
Never slow to self-promote, his ill-judged publicity stunt backfired when on the 19th of May 1959 the newspaper reported, "A red-garbed rock and roll entertainer, complete with guitar, stopped traffic and attracted hundreds of neck craners at the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and Wilcox Street yesterday when he climbed halfway up a radio tower atop a theatre." Bobby Lee Trammell, 22, late of Arkansas, dropped publicity pictures of himself to the crowd. Upon the back of these he scrawled a message that he would not come down until the local radio station played a record he has made. The station didn't play the record, and police and firemen summoned to control the traffic got tired and started to leave. Trammell, apparently feared he had been stranded on the breezy tower for the night, came down after dropping his guitar. Police took him to the General Hospital for psychiatric observation. Due to his outlandish behaviour and stage antics, bookings had all dried up, so he returned to Arkansas, and by August he was on the road with Jerry Lee Lewis. But sadly his erratic behaviour returned, and it resulted in him sabotaging Jerry Lee's piano and other misdemeanours, but worse was still yet to come. 4th of October 1959. Newspapers report rock and roll singer Bobby Lee Trammell, believed currently to be on tour in Oklahoma and Arkansas, today was sought by the Sheriff's Department on a statutory rape warrant. The officers said that the complaint was filed against Trammell, now appearing in Tulsa, Oklahoma, on Friday. It accuses the singer of intimacies with the girl on several occasions in the last 5 months, resulting in her pregnancy. Her mother, Miss Maxine Carter, she said she told Trammell of her daughter's condition, and he said he refused to marry her. Her mother was also against the idea of them marrying. By 1960 his options were few. Music had changed, and he had alienated himself from all the major companies, who were now promoting clean-cut artists with a slicker style. His exuberant stage act and incitement of crowds meant few promoters would now risk staging his shows. So what followed were releases on a plethora of small independent labels, and even self-recording and distribution from the trunk of his own car. But his hunger for fame never diminished as he jumped on the twist craze, and then self-promoted as the first American Beatle. But as before, with no airplay and poor sales, he made very little impact. He was a good songwriter, but his self-destructive nature curtailed the promise of all the early releases.
Hey girls, let's twist! Well, now you twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. You shake a little bit, you twist a little bit. That's how you do the Arkansas twist. Well, you ought to see my little sis when she does that Arkansas twist. She's round and around and up and down. I tell you, folks, this dance the sound, and let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Well, now you twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. Twist and you twist and you do it like this. You shake a little bit, you twist a little bit. That's how you do the Arkansas twist. Let's go. Girls, you're looking good. Yep, I do that. Well, now you ought to see Mama and Pop do the twist in Arkansas. The mall goes up, the Paul comes down.
By the 1970s he'd moved into the country field, having 2 minor hits for Soundcott Records and doing a great reworking of You Mostest Girl backed up by the Jordanaires. Then in 1984 Bobby was booked for a rockabilly festival in Eindhoven, Holland, but his exuberance once again got the better of him when during his wild performance he lost balance while jumping onto a piano, fell and broke his wrist. With a career switch to politics in 1997, he was elected to the Arkansas House of Representatives, serving for 2 terms until 2002, when he died of natural causes at his home in Jonesboro, Arkansas. If only what could have been. It's just another one of them stories.
In the middle of the night, you're the mostest girl. You're the mostest girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're the mostest girl. You're the mostest girl. Really like the way you thrill me, making me feel so fine. When we're close together, your heart beat right with mine. You're the mostest girl. You're the mostest girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're the mostest girl. Close and don't let go, I'm feeling fine. Give me loving like you did last night when you chill my spine. I like the way you kiss me, the way you hold me tight, the way you give me loving. In the middle of the night, you're the mostest girl. Oh yeah, you're the mostest girl. But just hold me close and don't let go, I'm feeling fine. Give me loving like you did last night when you chill my spine. I like the way you thrill me, make me feel so fine. When we're close together, your heart beat right with mine. You're the mostest girl. Oh yeah, you're the mostest girl.